On MSNSportsNet.com, we welcome you to the United Bank Playbook with head coach Dana Holgorsen. Well, it comes to a short week of preparation now, but a very important week. You said during your press conference back on Monday that regardless of what happens, this is the game that everyone will remember this Mountaineer football team for. Plain and simple, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's been a lot of good games and a lot of big wins and, you know, a couple of disappointing defeats, but it gets to a point where you're putting yourself in position to win the Big East. It pretty much falls on one game. If
you look at it, you would say, well, West Virginia's got everything to play for. South Florida's had some struggles this year. As soon as you get yourself into that mind process, you also look at this league, and every single weekend we're getting crazy results. How do you prevent that from happening to this team?
I think the only way you can approach it, which I think we've done a pretty good job of that recently, is just worrying about yourself. You know, you got to worry about what you do, how you prepare, doing the best that you can as a coach to prepare your players, and as players to get out there and practice and prepare yourselves to go play the game. We know it's going to be tough. Every game's tough. Every game's tough across the whole United States. So we just got to get out there. We got to have confidence in what we're doing. We got to get out. We got to make plays and find a way to win the game.
Patience is important for you, play calling this week, isn't it? Because as you said during your press conference, they're going to just make you drive the field. They're not going to take any real big chances.
Yeah, which that's been Coach Hull's philosophy when he was at East Carolina. I went up against him a couple of times there, and that's just kind of the way he's been. He's got a good front. When you have a good front, you can do that. And there was some times last week against Pitt where, you know, our defensive front did a fantastic job with only 3 guys rushing. You know, so if you can do that and you can get pressure on the quarterback with 3 guys and stop the run with a favorable box, and it puts you in position to make stops on defense.
Any concerns that your Florida guys might get too amped up coming down there? Not only are they home, but they're fans and the significance of the game, that sometimes they might try to play outside of themselves?
Yeah, that's probably an issue, and then there's some distractions that are involved with it, with family members coming and watching the game, but you know, those exist at home too. There's a lot of people that come to Morgantown and watch football games, and there's going to be plenty of opportunities after the season for our Florida guys to go back home and spend time in Florida, or the families to be able to come up and spend time up in Morgantown. Now is not the time for that. If they want to say hi to them in the hotel and give them a big hug, that's fine. Or after the game, give them a big hug after the game, that's fine. But this is a business trip, and we're going to go down there and take care of business.
Talk to me a little bit about the challenges that your defense will face. It seems as though they're going to be playing with a great deal of confidence, but you've got a question mark at quarterback on the South Florida side.
Well, and I think that plays in our hand a little more than it plays into South Florida's hand. B.J. Daniels taken a lot of snaps for him over the last 3 years, and is a fantastic athlete and has got a really good arm. I mean, he can make every throw that exists. So not having a guy that's taken that many snaps is going to be a little bit more detrimental to them than it is us. We just got to go out there, and we got to be able to adjust to what their plan's going to be, talk about it on the sidelines, go out there and make some stops.
Should be fun. We wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
Our United Bank Playbook continues with Mountaineer defensive coordinator Jeff Casteel. Before we talk X's and O's here about South Florida, from a confidence standpoint, what will the last 2 games, Cincinnati and the Pitt game, do for your teams and your unit's emotional level?
Well, you know, hopefully we can continue to build off of it, obviously, but you know, I think their confidence is going to rise, as you know, according to how they play again Thursday night, and they know it's a big game, and you know, they've worked hard to put themselves in a position to make it a big game, and you know, getting to play on a Thursday night, you know, which is really college football's Monday night football, so you know, they're going to be excited, and you know, having a short week sometimes can be a good thing, sometimes can be a bad thing. You know, sometimes we stuff too much information in their head, and so hopefully they'll go out and continue to play hard, and you know, they're a little bit more physical the other night, and so hopefully we can build on that.
As a defensive coordinator, you don't sleep well at all each week. What's the thing that's keeping you up this week about their offense?
Well, there's a lot of things, and number one is, you know, B.J. Daniels. He's a, you know, I mean, he really really embarrassed us the last time we played down there, and just almost single-handedly beat us. We have to do a good job against him. We don't know, whether he's going to play or not, and they have a capable backup in Bobby Eveld, and he's he throws the ball well, and we've seen him on film, but it's they're going to probably play a little differently. So, and having a short week to try to get ready for two things is a little bit of an issue. Yeah.
Julian Miller had a spectacular game against Pitt, final game at home, when he had a dozen tackles and 4 sacks. But a guy that you were missing against Cincinnati, Terrence Garvin, he comes back, and boy, he didn't miss a beat. He makes you guys a lot better back there, doesn't he?
Yeah, Terrence played well. We really had a number of guys play well, over the course of the game, and I point out to the linebackers and some of the kids that I've talked to is, some of the things that you don't see on the stat sheet is in the latter part of the game we run a stunt, and Darwin Cook peels to the back like he needs to do, which Tino had no place to put the ball, which, God, I don't know if that was Julian's sack or Naj's sack or whose sack, but things like that. There's so we had a lot of guys play well, and a lot of times those things don't show up in the stat sheet, but it's good to see our kids starting to play as a group.
It's those little things like that I'm sure when you put the tape on makes you guys as a staff feel a lot better that, hey,
right,
this is what we've been working toward.
Yep, and so it's good to see they're getting a little bit better. And again, we have a huge test, and we're going to have a huge test from an athletic standpoint. South Florida's always very athletic. They get, their wideouts can get down the field, and so they're physical. Coach Holtz, coaches a physical style of offense. So, and we got our work cut out for us.
It's always the test. All right, Coach. We wish you the best.
All right, Tony.